again.
That's very good. So, my father thought it would help me get over the grieving process if I helped bury him. So we took shovels out and we started digging a hole for the dog, and it just made me cry. I was just sobbing after a while. So my father said, "Well, why don't we have him stuffed?" And I didn't know what it was, you know. So he said, "Well, we'll take him to a taxidermist, you know, and he'll fix him up, and then you'll always have him." So we took him to a taxidermist on Hollywood Boulevard, a Hollywood taxidermist. He's a plastic surgeon now. And he didn't know what the dog looked like, and we didn't have any pictures to show him. So the dog came back from the taxidermist with this horrifying look on his face. He was a really sweet dog when we sent him in, you know, except for being dead, you know. And we didn't. He just didn't look like a friendly dog. We kept him in the living room by the fireplace, and people were afraid to come into the living room.
I have a similar story, Mr. Alda. I used to work near a department store in Slough, and there was a female mannequin in the window, incredibly pretty. And I would see her in my lunch break, and I know this sounds ridiculous, but I fell slightly in love with her. Mad, I know. She was made of plastic, and I was married to Marjorie. But you can't help wondering, what if? Can you, Mr. Alda?
So the dog...
Alan, you've been married for nearly 50 years. That's very unusual in show business. What's your secret?
Spite and malice. Actually, it's a card game. Spite and malice is the name of a card game, and we play it almost every day. And it takes about an hour to play, and by the end of the game, we're cursing at each other mercilessly and laughing, and it just is great.
Really?
And if you haven't got a deck of cards, just curse at your spouse. It just is.
So for an hour a day, just stand there and just curse each other?
Yeah, but mainly if it leads to laughing. I mean, that's the best.
Oh, otherwise it just leads to divorce.
I mean, if you... Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Our secret is to never, ever go to bed on an argument.
I've sometimes gone over 72 hours without sleep.
Oh.
I quite like the hallucinations.
Yeah, all right, okay, all right. You're just getting weird now. Now, let's move on to MASH. Now, MASH was set during the Korean War,
yes.
But actually filmed during the end of the Vietnam War. Are you a bit embarrassed now that you made that mistake?
Well, no, it was actually intentionally about the Korean War.
Oh, was it?
Yes, yes.
Oh.
Because there was a Korean War in 1952, and we shot it, you know, 20 years later.
Where did you shoot it?
In California.
Oh, right.
In the mountains.
That's not where the Korean War was,
No,
right?
no, actually, that took place in Korea.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
it's better that way.
Yeah, well, once they called it that, they had to do it.
Yeah, it was that way round, wasn't it, really? Absolutely superb show. 11 years on the air. Did you ever think it would run for as long as it did?
No, I didn't. I thought it would. I thought maybe it would last a year or two, and I thought that would take me away from my family. We lived in New Jersey, and this was shot in California, so I was afraid that I'd be away from home too much.
But long-distance commuting, I know what that's like. I used to travel in from Slough when I was studying at Slough Tech, which is over an hour on the bus, and sometimes I'd fall asleep. And my question to you is this. Have you ever woken up in High Wycombe with your eyebrows shaved and knob written on your forehead? Or the American equivalent?
I don't know what the American equivalent is.
Oh, right.
What is it that you said? I don't even understand it. What does knob mean? I mean, other than what you open a door with.
Yeah. Well, you could open your door with it.
I seriously don't know what it is. Can you? I say to my grandchildren, you can say anything you want. You can use any curse word or anything you want, as long as you put it in other words.
Right. Okay.
Right. Okay. So what words would you use?
In the equivalent,
yeah,
would be that when you were flying from LA to New York, did anyone ever, while you were asleep on the plane, shave off your eyebrows and write Penis on your forehead. That's a technical... It's in the dictionary, right? That word.
No, but you know, this is amazing. Once they wrote forehead on my penis. Isn't that amazing that he should bring that up? I'm shocked.
I guess they gave you some free peanuts after that as well.
Oh, they said, I misunderstood. The peanuts.
Yes, see?
Oh,
Now,
lots.
listen, back to MASH. The final episode.
Yes.
An extraordinary number of people tuned into that in America, right? The last show.
Oh, yes, yeah. Like half the country was watching.
Which is, what, about
At that time, it was about 125 million people all at one time.
Extraordinary. That's just amazing. That really is incredible.
Well, it was surprising to all of us. You know, we watched the last show on a big screen at the studio, and then we went to a restaurant just at the time that the country was watching it on television. And it was shocking because something was strange about the trip. And we suddenly noticed that the streets were empty. And it was because everybody was home watching us.
That's more people watch that than vote in any presidential election.
Well, it's more people than realize an election is happening.
You're right, yeah, exactly. But, which brings me on to the next program you've done, The West Wing.
Yes.
That you've done recently. Now, I'm an avid viewer. I've never missed an episode. What the hell is it about?
I don't know. They talk too fast.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Yeah, it's really amazing. You know what amazes me is that the show is so dense in the dialogue, and it goes by so fast. And I don't understand how so many millions of people could be so glued to it like that, because most entertainment on television in our country anyway is so frivolous, and this was very, very rich and deep. I just was proud of the country that many people could get into it.
Now listen, last year you had an incredible year. You were nominated for an Emmy for The West Wing,
yes,
an Oscar for The Aviator, a BAFTA, Tony.
Right.
So my question is this: how much does it cost to rent a tuxedo?
Sanjeev.
You know, I actually... What?
I'm sorry, Alan. Alan Alda is an international film star who's been to hundreds of award ceremonies. He has got his own tuxedo. Chris, how much does it cost to rent a tuxedo?
It's about, I think it's $19.99, but you have to get it back by midnight.
There you go.
Another great fact, you've been nominated for over 30 Emmys.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? But you've only won 5.
Yeah, I know. You know, I've really lost a lot. It feels terrible. And I have all these acceptance speeches that I can't do anything with.
You must be very good at your I'm a good loser face. What does it look like?
Actually, you know what I did this last summer? I was nominated, and William Shatner won instead. And I tore up my acceptance speech on camera. And when they shot me, I was just tearing it up. And people thought I was serious. That was just a silly joke.
Yeah, on the outside.
Yeah.
Yes, on the outside, the smile. On the inside, the face of your stuffed dog.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you've got your book out at the moment,
yes,
which is called Never Have Your Dog Stuffed,
yes,
which is great, by the way. I read the back of it. And that's out at the moment. I hear you're writing another one.
I am writing another one, yes.
What's that about?
It's about 300 pages. The first one was about 240.
Anyway, let me know when it's out, and I'll go into the bookstore and read the back of it. Ladies and gentlemen, the fantastic guest, Alan Alda! And Chris Tarrant!